So to get our peasant top started, we're going to grab our category 3 yarn, make a slip knot, grab our 4mm hook, and make a chain that's long enough to wrap around your torso minus 5 inches. Once when you have your chain, you're going to block off the last loop. You're going to chain up 3. You're going to prepare for a double crochet and go ahead and double crochet into that chain that you blocked off, or the 4th chain from the hook. And from here, you're going to double crochet once into every loop that we have going down. Once we reach the end, go ahead and chain up 3, flip your work, and then double crochet back down. And we're going to keep doing this, just a block of double crochet until you have the height that you want for the top, and mine's going to be 6.5 inches. And this is the bulk of the top, and if you guys want to just skip to the shorts, I'll have that timestamp down in the description as well. Once when you have the size of the top that you want, now we're going to do a row of double crochet along the sides to make the side panels. So from here, we're going to chain up 3. We're going to prepare for a double crochet and go ahead and put 2 double crochet into each of these side double crochets that we have, doing 1 row all the way down. Once we have our row of double crochet, next we're going to work on a row of net so that we can weave in our back strap. So from here we're going to chain up 3. This counts as a double crochet. We're going to chain up another 2, so 5 in total. Flip our work, prepare for a double crochet. We're going to skip the next 2 loops, go ahead and double crochet into the 3rd. And that is 1 net. And from here we're going to do another one. Go ahead and chain up 2, prepare for a double crochet, skip 2 loops, double crochet into the 3rd loop. We're going to keep doing this pattern all the way down. Once we're finished with our row of net, the only thing that we have to do left is do 1 row of single crochet. So go ahead and chain up 1, flip your work, and put 1 single crochet into every loop that we have, just to make this row of net a little bit more sturdy. And then once we're done, cut and tie and do the same pattern on the other side. Now since we just finished our second side panel, now we're going to work on our row of scallops. So what we're going to do is chain up 3, and then we're actually going to skip this entire section, this net that we have right here, prepare for a double crochet, and then we're going to double crochet once into this part of the side panel. It is the side of the double crochet that we did. We're going to go in with 7 double crochet. Once we have our first shell, now we're going to skip 4 loops. 3, 4, prepare for a double crochet, go into the 5th loop with 7 more double crochet. And then we're going to keep doing this pattern all the way down. Once we have our first row of scallops done, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So to get started on the sleeve, we're going to grab our category 3 yarn, make a slip knot, grab our same 4mm hook, then we're going to make a chain that's long enough to wrap around our arm. And just as a reference, mine's going to come out to 10 inches. Once we have our 10 inches, we're going to block off the last chain with our thumb, chain up 3, prepare for a double crochet, and go ahead and double crochet into that chain that we blocked off. And from here, we're going to double crochet once into every loop that we have, going back down the chain. Once we double crocheted once into every loop that we had, go ahead and chain up 3, flip your work, and then we're going to double crochet once into every loop that we have here as well. And then we're going to keep doing chain up 3, flip your work, double crochet until you get the size of the sleeve that you want, and my size is going to be roughly 3 inches. So now that we have our 3 inches, now we're going to do a row of scallops. So we're going to chain up 3. And from here, for the first one, we're going to skip 2 loops, go into the 3rd one with 7 double crochet. And once we have our first scallop, then we're going to go back to skipping 4 loops and inserting into the 5th. So go ahead and count out 1, 2, 3, 4, insert your double crochet into the 5th loop, do 7 double crochet, and then we're going to keep doing scallops for this row, cut and tie, and then we're going to do it one more time on the bottom end, but without cutting and tying when we're done. Once we have scallops on both sides, now we're going to sandwich it together so that we can sew it together so that it can eventually be attached to our body portion. So from here, we're just going to insert our hook into this corner, yarn over, pull through with a slip knot. And then from here, we're just going to do 2 single crochet into every side double crochet that we have, making sure that our hook is going through both sheets that we have. Once we single crocheted everything together, now we're going to make a chain that's going to connect to the body portion, and the chain that I'm going to make is going to be 2 inches. Now once when we have our chain, we're going to bring down our body portion, and I have already figured out where I'm going to connect my sleeves. So once when you figure yours out, you are going to insert your hook, and you're going to insert your hook into the solid double crochet line and not where the shells are. I figured that this is the best way to keep it secure. But when you're here, you're going to yarn over, pull through with a slip stitch, and then we're just going to chain up 1 to secure it, pull and cut. And from here, go ahead and weave in this end, and then you're going to flip this inside out because you don't want this seam to be showing. And then we're going to do this one more time on the other side. So now that we've connected both sleeves, the last thing that we have to do is to make a strap that's long enough to weave in and out of all these nets that we made, and mine's going to be roughly 70 inches. And after that, weave in those ends. So to start off these shorts, we're going to grab our category 3 yarn, make a slip knot, grab our 4mm hook, and we're going to make a chain that's long enough to fit around our hips. And just as a reference, mine is going to be 35 inches. Once we have our chain, we're going to connect it to the first chain that we made. So go ahead and make sure that the chain is facing all one direction. Once we made sure that our chain is all facing one direction, we're going to insert our hook into the first chain that we made. And from here, we're going to secure it with a slip stitch. Once when it's connected, we're going to go ahead and chain up 3. We're going to prepare for a double crochet and go ahead and put 1 double crochet into every loop that we have, going all the way around our chain. Once we made it all the way to the end, go ahead and count up 3 loops. You're going to insert your hook into the 3rd loop and connect it with a slip stitch. And once when you have that, you're going to chain up 3. And that chain up 3 counts as a double crochet. And then really quickly, instead of going into the same direction that we have continued to be going, we're actually going to flip our work and then work back the opposite direction, just so that this pattern can match the same pattern on the top. And then we're going to keep working the bulk of the shorts this way, so chain up 3 and then going back with double crochet the same way that we came. And I'm going to keep doing that until I have about 7 inches or whatever height you guys need for the shorts. Now that we have the main portion of our shorts finished, we're going to cut and tie. And then after that, we're going to want to indicate where we want the front to meet the back. And for me, I've already measured mine out. From here, I made sure that from marker to marker from the inside is about the same. And it's roughly 2.5 inches for me. And then I also made sure that the outsides where our legs are going to be is about the same as well. And once when you've done that, we're going to remove 1 marker and we're just going to connect one side to the other side with a chain. And my chain is going to be roughly 9 inches. Once when you have your chain, you're going to connect it to the other marker on the other side with a slip stitch. Once when you've connected it with a slip stitch, we're going to work towards the other marker on the side with 2 more slip stitches into the next 2 loops. Once we have our next 2 slip stitches, we are going to flip our work because we're going to be working in the chain. And from here, we're going to prepare for a double crochet and do 1 slip stitch into every loop that we have, going back down the chain. Once we double crocheted back down our chain, now we're going to connect it to the first side of our shorts. And we're going to skip 1 loop, go into the 2nd loop, and go ahead and go in with a slip stitch. And from here, we're going to slip stitch up 2. Once we have our 2 slip stitches, we're going to flip our work. Then we're going to double crochet back down our last row until we get back, connect with a slip stitch, and keep doing this pattern until we get to the outside markers that we have right here. Once we're done connecting the front to the back, we're right at this corner. We're going to slip stitch into the next 3 loops just to get away from this corner. Once we've done our 3 slip stitches, we're going to chain up 3. This counts as a double crochet. And we're going to double crochet once into every loop that we have, going all the way around until we reach this next corner. So what we're going to do once when we double crochet it all the way around to this corner is that we're going to do a decrease of 3. So we left 1 loop available, and then 1 in the corner, and then 1 into the connector available as well. So we're going to prepare for a double crochet. Go ahead and insert your hook into the first loop, yarn over, pull through, into the 2nd loop, yarn over, pull through, and the 1 into the first connector. Yarn over, pull through. Then we're going to yarn over, pull through 4, and then yarn over, pull through 2. And then from there, we're going to double crochet once into every loop until we get to this corner, and we're going to do the same thing. So we've made it all the way around, doing decreases of 3 in the corners of both connecting pieces. And from here, we're going to do 2 more rows of double crochet, but with no decreases. So go ahead and chain up 3. This counts as a double crochet. Prepare for a double crochet. Go ahead and double crochet once into every loop that we have, going all the way around. Connect with a slip stitch, and then once we do that, then we're going to chain up 3 and then do another row of double crochet. Once when you have the length that you want for one side, now we're going to start working on the scallops. So from here, we're going to chain up 3, prepare for a double crochet, and then we're going to skip 4 loops, go ahead and go into the 5th loop and put 7 double crochet into that 5th loop. Once we have our 7 double crochet, we're going to prepare for another double crochet, skip 4, go into the 5th loop with 7 more double crochet. We're going to continue doing this pattern all the way around. Once we made it all the way back around with our scallops, now we're just going to connect it. So we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to connect it into the same hole that our original chain 3 was in with a slip stitch. And so we have that, go ahead and chain 1 and cut. So this is what we have so far. We're going to do the same thing that we did over here on the opposite side. So first row of double crochet with a decrease of 3 in the corners, then 2 rows of double crochet, then a row of shells. Once we're done with both of the leg holes, one of the last things that we need to do is make a row of scallops along the top. So from here we're going to flip it over because we're going to work in the back. We're going to find where the middle is. It doesn't really matter where, it doesn't need to be exact. Go ahead and insert your hook, grab your yarn, make a slip knot. You're going to pull that slip knot on through and then chain up 3 to secure it, and that also counts as a double crochet. And once when you have your chain 3, you're going to prepare for a double crochet, and then you're going to count out 4. Then you're going to insert your hook into that 5th loop and do 7 double crochet. Then you're going to count out another 4, insert your hook into the 5th loop, and then do 7 double crochets into that 5th loop, and then keep doing that pattern all the way around. Once when you're done with your row of scallops, the last thing that you have to do to finish off this row is connect it. So go ahead and do a chain 3, and then go ahead and insert your hook into the same loop that your first chain 3 was in and connect it with a slip stitch. So once when you have the majority of the shorts done, the last thing that you have to do, other than weaving in the ends, is making a chain that can go ahead and weave in here and act as a drawstring, and I'm going to make my chain 45 inches. So once we have our chain, we're going to attach it onto a tapestry needle or your hook, whatever you feel comfortable with. But as of right here, we're just going to figure out where the middle is, insert our tapestry needle, and we're going to be weaving this in and out of every 3 double crochets that we have in the second row of double crochet that we have. So go ahead and do that all the way around. And this is our crochet scalloped peasant top with matching high-waisted shorts. We wanted to make something that would be a great project for beginners that's timeless so that it can be worn for so many years to come. And this is an outfit that I always go back to just because it's so easy and so comfortable to wear. And if y'all feel the same way, be sure to share this with all your friends. And if you like this piece or any other piece on the channel, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It's right beneath the video. It lets YouTube and I know you're enjoying the videos, and it goes a long way to helping the channel grow to gain traction. But if you didn't like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs down, but make sure you leave me a comment letting me know why you didn't like it. Or if you have any questions, want to leave a request, or if you just want to say hi, y'all can leave a comment too. If you love it, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's right beneath the video. It'll let you know when there's a new video uploaded to the channel, get you a bit more priority for requests, and it goes a long way to helping the channel grow so I can keep making all these great videos for you guys. If you're already subscribed, huge thanks to you guys, but please hit that notification bell so that you guys know when there's a new upload right away, and don't forget to share with your crafty friends. Links to the yarn and the hooks will be in the description. If you buy something using those links, that also goes towards helping out the channel. Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest links are down there as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.